Hello, good afternoon. Um, so I was thinking about how, I don't feel like I'm somebody who wants to sit here and lecture you or tell you how to do things or really even provide much commentary on what you should be doing. But I recognize that I'm somebody who has a range of experiences, who's been on a lot of different sides of life and dynamics and relationships and careers and work directions um, and so I figured that I'll utilize this to just share my perspective, and I'm not pretending that everything I speak is factual, is something that you have to believe yourself, or even that it's anything that I'm gonna hold on to for the rest of time. A lot of the things that I feel myself and a lot of the ways that I view things are pretty new to me, even in the last few years. And the last few years, I've become like a different person than I used to be. And I'm still me, um, but I feel less conditioned and less a product of my environment and less um, affected by my upbringing or by the society around me, or the history of you know being someone born into the world on Earth and in today's world, in today's landscape. And I feel more authentic, more true, more honest, more real. Um, but that still creates a lot of discombobulation within me at times where um, it feels like it separates me from a lot of people I grew up with or a lot of people that I see and witness and know. And so I just figured I would speak on my personal perspective and offer that up. And if that is something that ends up, being interesting to people or showing them, I think like I'm somebody who seeks out different perspectives. I don't expect everybody to agree with me or, I want you to come at life from where you are. I can't help but come at life from where I am, and and where I am is because of I've been a lot of different places, mentally and psychologically and physically, and that has affected, you know, where how I approach things and how I view things. There's a lot of people who have lived in the same town their entire life, and they know the same people that they've known their whole life, and they do the same job that they've had, since they began their career. And I'm not hating on that. That's not a bad thing. It is different. It's different than my perspective. I met a guy yesterday, and he was saying that he is so monogamous and so loyal. He was like, I've had State Farm insurance since 1979 when I first got State Farm insurance. And I have the same electrician and the same plumber and the same, everything. And I looked at him and I was like, there's an element to what you're saying that I crave. Part of me is like, man, that's incredible. That reliability or that consistency is something that I've never known. My every year of my life has brought some drastic and dramatic, blowing up or just challenge or different dynamic that I've never had a moment of consistency or safety or security or reliability in that way. And I think that's really cool for those who do. Also, people who are really close with their family. I think that's incredible. I growing up in high school, there's some friends, and their families would pick me up and take me out for events or dinners, and I was just like, it was never like, oh, this person loves their family. It was like, man, this is incredible, and I'm really happy for you, and I'm grateful to witness it and be a part of it, and just sit back and admire it, because I don't know what that's like. um, and so I feel like I have a lot of different perspectives. I know what it's like to be a lot of things and to relate to others in a lot of different situations, but I also know that there's quite a few that, life circumstances and situations that I don't know what that's like, especially things developed over time. And I really appreciate seeing that in others and feeling that from others and witnessing that. So I can only speak, from where I'm at, and explain maybe a little bit of what led me there and what got me there. So I'm thinking about making a series of videos coming up. Things like why I have been single for a year now, and all the layers and depth that brings. Because there's a lot that I could talk about in terms of why I've been single for a year now, and why I've been single most of my life. I mean, my relationships have always been pretty short stints, and then I feel like I learned so much about myself, and then I go off by myself and work on those things. But I can talk about that more in that video, or even something like why I'm leaving Texas for good. I actually look forward to making that video. There's a lot, I've lived in a town that has been what everyone flocks to, whatever everyone moves to for my entire life now. And it's kind of, people are starting to leave, and I'm leaving for completely different reasons than most other people, and for a wide variety of reasons, but in a way that feels very personal to me and my trajectory and my growth. So I'm going to make a video about that, why I'm leaving Texas, and not just leaving Texas, but with the intention of not coming back ever. And we'll see how that goes and why. Or even like, why I'm not voting for the second straight election. And my thoughts on the political landscape and left versus right, and the two-party system, and voting in general, and inner power versus seeking power, authority from something outside of ourselves, and that kind of conversation. So I think I'm going to do that as well. Maybe even something like why I preferred traveling over staying put. But also why I crave a hub and to be in one spot for a bit, at some point, just because I've never had that. I've lived in Austin my whole life, but even like the dynamic around me, my environment hasn't ever been secure and safe and reliable, and how to break those cycles to find what I think is healthy for me without it being something I was born into. Wasn't born into but not allowing that to be something that carries on for the rest of your life. Accepting the impact and effect that it had on me, and taking the right steps to create the life that I deserve, because that's my responsibility and not others, and I can't blame that on anything. It's just time to do it, Anyway, see you later. Peace. Look for a bunch of new videos coming out soon, and I appreciate you. And I've gained quite a few subscribers in the last couple of weeks, and it grows every day. And any input, any feedback, any engagement, you know, most people know by now I'm a pretty open book, and I'm pretty down to interact. And you know, you can contact me anytime. Let me know how you're doing. My website's beami.earth. You can hit me up, find my number at beami.earth/contact, and you know, find more ways to come together all over the world and learn about each other's perspectives and support one another through that. Anyway, see you later. Thanks.